Here's the water line. My brother-in-law marked it. That's how high the water came under here. So many people are so devastated. There were houses condemned that they can't come home.
Water came in the whole first floor, 5 inches, which is around here. Didn't touch most of the outlets, but it did touch some of them. We have to take out these tiles, we have to take out the wood floor, and then we can put insulation in after we take care of the mold problem, because we had salt water, fresh water, salt water, and the sewer waste.
The rugs were wet, the water was high in the house. And a little upset, because everything you worked for was gone.
People needed a place to go. They still need warmth, and they still need a place to eat. And they need warm food, hot food, coffee. They don't have electric. They don't have heat in their home. They come and they stay until 11, 12 o'clock at night. We don't have the facilities right now to let them sleep there. People have no idea what it's like to have to live like this. It's like living in a third world country.
There's no apartments available. I know that there's so many good people who have come out to help us from different states, can't even get hotels. My concern is, what are we gonna do to help people get up and running again?
When they suddenly, it takes that realization of what it is you lost. Somebody told me they lost every document, their college certificate, their birth certificate, their photographs, the family photographs. It's when you lose those things that are your grandmother, your grandfather, maybe their wedding picture. When you lose all of that, initially you're more concerned with the heat, the warmth, eating, the children, and so on. You know that's happened, but then it will hit you.
When I really took a look at the news, and then I started to get nervous, because they were talking about 12-foot walls of water. Still part of me thought, so often there's like a big hype around these things and we get nothing.
The high tide at 2 o'clock, people's basement was flooding already. And then when the tide went down, the water still stayed. There was really no low tide. But when the new tide was supposed to come up as high tide at 8 o'clock, we knew it was going to be horrible, but not as bad as it was.
I think it was like by 4 o'clock, the ocean had met the bay over there. So we knew it was full moon. That night we were expecting a full moon, and we were starting to get really concerned.
So at about 6 o'clock, we started driving around and seeing how bad the flooding was and telling people it's going to be very bad. And people were saying, we're not leaving our homes. There's no reason for this. It's not going to be any worse. And it was.
My husband knocked on everybody's door telling them to get out. And the water was following us down the block as we were leaving.
By 7:30, the surge came as one big wave. Only when a wave is finished, it goes down. It didn't. It just kept coming.
Huge wave. It came from the beach over there, and I guess it just combined and it was like a mini tsunami. You see things on TV and you think, oh, okay. But when it happens to you, you're scared to death and you think you're gonna die. And I really thought we were gonna die.
So there had to be at least a 9-foot surge. As we were leaving with the trucks, they were taking people in trucks because people were walking. They couldn't get their cars started. We left the firehouse. And there were people running literally as if fire were behind them. But it was a wall of water right behind them. And it was coming right up to their knees. And we were pulling people into the end-ons. We must have had 20, 25 people. And whenever we saw anybody, we just opened up and said, move in, we're bringing more in.
My aunt, she's 78 years old. She called me just before she evacuated. She was swimming through this ice-cold water with her great-granddaughter on her back. Nobody's seen this coming. I mean, yes, some houses on the water might get some flooding in there, but like the whole neighborhood was just underwater. There were rowboats and scuba divers looking to pulling people out of the water and looking to see, and at that point it was just horrifying.
And it was very, very similar to the tsunami. Not as high, I'm sure, because this was only 9 to 10 feet, I understand. But it came in the same way, all at once. Just a wall of water. Just came in and didn't go down for hours.
We have to get rid of this rug because it's spreading now up to the bedrooms. It's orange mold. I didn't know there was orange mold.
This is our biggest concern in Gerritsen Beach now is the mold problem, what we're gonna have to do to prevent it, get rid of it, so we can move our families back in here. And, bleach and water is just not the only answer. There may be a lot more.
So we'll see people getting sick from the mold. If this isn't cleaned out soon, then everybody's going to be sick.
This is my parents' living room. And now there's nothing left of it. If we can get more help from the government, maybe help some of the senior citizens and disabled, you have single mothers raising children who don't have help to help them.
People need money. Insurance companies and FEMA are not doing the right thing. Some people, according to the adjuster, on one house next door to the other one is getting as much as 50% less. It's not uniformed.
The best help, again, would be some form of relief. They sent FEMA down, and as you know, they offered $900 to one person, they would offer $1,600 to another. That's temporary. That's a Band-Aid.
It's about, from here, it's about a mile or more to the closest store, and for the elderly and just for everyone living out their houses, it's impossible to get around and eat and things like that, and also clothes. We had just a lot of goods that they needed.
The deep scar, it's hard to say. It's too soon to say.
It's going to be a lot of just everyone helping each other, and it's going to be long term. It really is.
People will never forget. I mean, running for your life is something you never forget. But rebuilding is going to take a long time. And some people are just leaving. They just can't handle it. So it's going to take a door-to-door effort for everyone to help each other to make sure that everything gets done. There are some people that are still in the dark. and it's almost a month. It's gonna be a lot longer before everyone is rebuilt.
I don't know. A couple of years, hopefully, but probably a little bit longer than that. If we ever do get 100% back to where we were, I don't think the neighborhood ever will be.